is Thursday, but it is not 6:30. I'm coming on a little bit early today because I've got a painting class tonight with Sarah at Booksy and Buttons. So I had to move my time up so that I could join her class. So I'm trying to learn some new things for you guys. And also, if you're watching a replay, please hashtag replay. Let me know that you were here. We are going to create some Halloween tags. I call them tags. One of them is not necessarily a tag, but I call it a tag. So these two surfaces are from Melissa at Junk and Craft Treasures. Check her page out. Check her shop out. She's got some amazing things. One thing that they're having right now is brooms, and they are adorable. So she's got 3 different types or kinds, and they cut them out themselves. So just check her page out, check her shop out, and shout out to my friend there. First of all, welcome. I appreciate you guys being here. I am so excited for some things coming up, and my brain is just in overload. So let's breathe and just chat for a minute. Thank you for hopping on, for being here. I appreciate you. Sorry that I had to change my time. It didn't even dawn on me that it was going to interfere with my painting class, so I apologize for that. That was my fault. Essential Stencil should still have their brushes on sale. They are having a, let me turn you down a little bit better. Yeah, maybe that's better. A 4-pack of stencil brushes, and they are coming in the size of 1/2, 5/8, 3/4, and 7/8. They also have a set of detail brushes that is a set of 6. Yeah, try to say that all together in one word. And these are great for doing your bridges, but also for all fine detail work, because there's some small brushes in there. And then our 4-pack of, I call them dome brushes, they call them mini stencil brushes, in 4 different sizes that are great for detail work without having to tape off. So different types of brushes for different types of purposes. And there we have them all. So I hope that you check them out and see which ones you might need, want, or have on hand. I use these a lot. And my favorite in this pack are the 2 smaller ones. That is just my preference. Oh, I'll put the ones out back I needed. And tonight I am going to use probably mainly the dome brushes for what I need. We are using the Primitive Halloween stencils out of the new collection. It just launched at midnight. And we will be using the Broom Parking. And the 2 stencils I'm using out of this pack are this one that is out of the Primitive pack. And we'll be using this one out of the Broom Parking pack. And you're probably going to think, your surface is so small and your stencil is so big. How are you going to get that on there? But wait, my friends, I will show you. And this looks more like a cloche, but I thought that was a really cool Halloween shape. And then I love the heart on that one. So just a little whimsy to go with our stencils. We are going to paint both of these in, this one in light or in regular buttermilk. Let's see, do I need to turn you down a little bit more? Push that cord back a little bit. I hope you guys can see good. I am just going to put this on here, and I did not grab a brush. So I'm just going to use an angle brush, not exactly what you would use, but it's okay. We are just going to try to get this on here. And see how nice these are? These are some nice tags. I like those. My goal is not to paint the edge, but if it happens, it's okay. So who stayed up to midnight last night to wait for the launch? Who has already made their purchases? And what did you get? And by the way, the bundle is 20% off. And you can use my code WK21 to get an extra discount or get a discount on anything that you order. And let's see, what else? What do we know? There is some other cool things coming, so stay tuned with Essential Stencil and personally on my page. So stay tuned for things to come. Stay in the loop. And again, sorry that I switched the time on you so on such short notice. The day got away from me. I'm gonna be honest, I was working on some other things and it totally just got away from me. And it never dawned on me that I needed to move my life to a different time. So here we are. But it is all good. I'm sure you guys are going to give me some grace and forgive me. It's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. Always watch on replay and just let me know that you were here. I'd like to give you a shout out and say hey. And for all of you that are new to me, new followers, or that are tuning in for the first time, I appreciate you. I appreciate you hopping on. I appreciate the thumbs up, the hearts, the interaction. And if you're not following me, please do so. And I'm an ambassador with Essential Stencil. I only come on live once a week now because of my being a caregiver for my husband. We've had to change some scheduling around, and but that's okay. It is not a big deal. I'm trying to do more reels for you, so you'll be able to see more. But these last couple of weeks, it's just been busy. I am going to add just a little bit of purple iris in there. And again, I am going to put out more reels for you so I can serve you better. Let's see, what other color do I want to put in? I'm going to add a little bit of orange in that background. I'm just going to add a little bit of streaks in there. I am going to use a... Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just had to make some changes. But it's all good. I know you guys are giving me grace. And I got some other things coming up. So... I'm just using very light paint on here, nothing major. I just want a little bit of variation in my background and on my fingers. Just very light. I'm doing the same thing with the orange. I'm just dabbing it in. Very little paint. I am just running it through. Just a little shading. And then we have just a very easy background. And I'm going to let that dry and we're going to work on this one. And I just think this one is so cute. I just love the shape of this guy. And I will paint the back side. I'm just not sure yet what I'm putting on there, so I haven't done it yet. I am going to add deep ochre to this one. This one will host our primitive, and the broom parking will be on the other one. I'm going to use the same brush. I just wet it a little bit. I don't know where these little paint boogers keep coming from. I think sometimes my paint or my brush produces paint boogers. I just don't know what's going on. And if you have not checked out the stencils, I know Halloween is not everybody's cup of tea, but there are some cute ones in there that you can use for other things. It's not scary Halloween, so you can pick and choose which ones you would like and just pick those. You don't have to get all of them or the whole bundle. There are so many beautiful options that you can choose from that are not scary, because I don't do scary Halloween. I like cute, I like fun. So you don't have to do scary Halloween. I love the one with all the cats on there. That one is really pretty. I love cats. And that one is just really cute to me. I love the primitive one. Hey, Miss Donna. Yes, I like the cutesy ones. I just think they're just fun. Doesn't always have to be scary or weird. My granddaughter says, it's just Halloween, Mama. It's not scary. It's just Halloween. Got a little paint in there. Let's see if I can get that out. This tool I use for a lot of stuff. While that is still wet, I am going to add a little bit of white cream, not white, the buttermilk. And I'm going to use the same brush. I'm going to clean it out a little bit. I just want to lighten that background up a little bit. Notice I did not dry anything. I just left it wet. And this time I am doing more of a blending to lighten up this color. And if you have not checked out Melissa's brooms or any of the other cool things that she has, check her page out, check her shop out. If she wants to put the link on here, that'll be fun. Let's dry these up real quick. And then I'm going to show you how you can take a 6x6 stencil and transfer it onto something smaller. I'm also gonna make a reel with the ghost. I'm gonna, I've got one of her ghosts, and I wanna make a reel with that one. So I'm working on some fun things. Some fun things are coming, friends. We're going to work on the broom one first. I am going to sand it real quick. I got 220 block of sandpaper. Go ahead and sand this one over here. And see how that just lightened up that gold color. Now it reminds me of a bird cage, and put the spokes in there and make a little bird cage. Put your crow in there and then make a little bird cage. Lots of ideas, lots of ideas. All right, on this one, again, this one is the Broom Parking, and it is out of this set right here. And I'm going to tilt mine to the side. Can you guys see good enough, or do I need to bring the camera down? Hey, Jane. I am having a fabulous day. It's been a busy one. Painted a pumpkin earlier, got another paint class coming up, and I completely forgot that I had a conflict of times, so I had to move mine today. I'm going to make the broom handle in like a dark brown. I'm going to put a little dot of black on here, and then I'm going to put traditional burnt umber. We don't need much because we don't have much broom handle to do. I am going to use the fantastic dome brushes. Now these are a little learning curve because they hold a lot of paint. So you don't need much paint on here, and I floated just like you would your regular stencil brush. So what I'm going to do, let me see if you guys said anything about if you can see or not. I just think you guys should come down a little bit more. Maybe that'll work. Our cat knocked everything over the other day, and I had to reset everything, so I am not sure whether everything is set right or not. That's why I got to keep rearranging things. I wanted my broom to be really, really dark. And you notice we are using very similar paints for both, so these two can coordinate with one another. Add a little bit more brown. I love these little brooms. Roxanne, thank you, my dear. Oh, thank you, Melissa. You can rub and run. That's okay. I appreciate the stars. You just bless my heart. So I didn't see your answers yet. Did you pick out anything? Are you a Halloween decorator? Do you like Halloween? What is your jam? Do you like spooky, scary? Did you pick out any stencils? Are you getting the bundle? And don't forget, use an ambassador code. Whether it is mine, whether it is Melissa's or somebody else's, just use one. I'd love if you use mine, of course, but I want you to be able to save some money. I am tapping a little bit to get a little bit of texture when you stipple. It gives you like texture on your piece. And that one broom is a little bit more brown. The other one is a little bit more black. And I like that. I like the difference. I'm gonna put that in my, I've got a little clog spot line over there to put the brushes in. Let's see. I'm going to use the second to the biggest brush. And I'm going to use that gold for the broom bottom. I call it gold. It is called deep ochre. Load your brush, offload your brush, and then I offload all the sides. Come in here and add our straw to the broom, and that one little section right there, I'm going to take some of that, you know, where it is tied together. I'm going to take some of the brown, the dark brown, and use that as my tie. And I'm going up the sides and down from the top because I want to make sure that that is covered good, but not pushing it under the edges. I also swirl. I am more of a swirler than anything. Hit it with a little bit of heat, and then I'm going to Hi, Kim. How is your weather in Ohio, Miss Kim? Are you still hot? Did you have any of those bad storms coming through? It's my prayer that all of you are safe with all the storms, floods, and whatnot that have gone through. I'm going to grab my black brown brush, and I'm going to add a little bit of brown to it. Offload. Then I'm going to take a little bit of a backer board. And this is a pretty small brush, and I am just going to try to give the illusion that it is tied up right here. I'm not even looking for full coverage. I just want the illusion that this is tied up. And if you want more details, you can even run your brush through and create a couple of dark lines. Make it look like you have different colored straw on here, or that's a dirty broom. See how different they look because we mixed colors and we went a little darker here and a little darker there. Always check your back. Make sure you don't have no paint, because if you lay this back down and you have paint on here, you will transfer it. I am going to do broom on the side and parking on the top. And yes, it will run into my broom, but that is okay. And that is perfectly okay. I mean, we could tilt it. Let's see, to right here. Should we tilt it? Tilt it up like, well, I'll lose my eye, or part of my eye. Trying to see where I can put it to where I will not lose the eye. Severe thunderstorms. Oh my gosh. My prayers to all of you, because it's raining again. Oh my gosh. All right, ladies. If I tilt it, I use the dot on the eye, but would that be that bad if we lose the eye? I think I'm going to do it like this. If we do it like that, we won't lose much of the eye. Let's just go for it, right? I am going to use Purple Iris. I'm just going to go out of the I'm using that same brush, that dark brown one. I just took most of the color out. And if it is a little bit darker, that purple, I'm okay with that. That's why I decided it's okay to use that, because it'll give it a really dark purple color. I like that. And sometimes you don't have to do things straight on. You can turn them. You can, you know, if you want to do it upside down, you can do it upside down. You don't have to follow the rules. Use your imagination. Turn things. Do things different. I'm going to hit that with a blow dryer. With a heat tool real quick, so I can give it a second coat. And sometimes it looks like you don't have much paint on here, like it is really not covering well. But if you pick it up and you look at that difference, you can see that it did cover well. So pick up your stencil, peek under it and see. You'll be surprised on how well it covered. I like that because I like it a little bit distressed. Again, no paint on the back side. So now we can turn it, but we're going to touch this. So let's dry that real quick. And if you want to put highlights and lowlights on the broom, you can do that too. I'm looking for my tape and it's right here. Hey, Miss Janet. Welcome, welcome. Halloween is on its way. Good. Good, good, good. I added a little bit of black to this. I like my purple to be a little bit darker. So this one will be a little bit darker, a little bit like smokier. And if you think you're going to hit this part, go ahead and tape it off. Or use one of a cardboard piece and lay it on here. If you're a big swirler and you're afraid that you're going to hit that, do that. This is going to be fun. And I just wanted to show you that you can take bits and pieces out of a stencil and create something totally different than what it was intended for. So these are intended to be 6x6 designs, but you can put them on a tag. See how dark that one turned out? Broom parking. I think I am going to go over the parking a little bit. Just want to darken it up a little bit. We can always add another coat of purple over top on this one. Let this dry. That's what I like about these stencils. They line up so easy. They really do, except when you keep moving them. And always dry your paint in between, because otherwise you will be just moving your paint around, and we don't want you to move your paint around. We want you to be able to see your design. That's cute. Broom parking. And I'm just going to take this color that I have on here. I might not have enough left on here to do that with. It is easier to do with the stencil brushes, to just give it a little outline. The stencil brushes are much easier to use for that, but we're just gonna make it work. I'm just framing this all in. Kind of make it almost smoky looking. And then you can also drag some through the middle. And we don't need to put no ground under our brooms because, you know, they're flying. So you drag it through a little bit and just add a little bit more of that smokiness. My brush is just about dry. There we go. And we didn't use this part at all, but we made it fit all on there. Let me close this up before I have a disaster. Now we're going to use this cute little shape, and we're going with the primitive one. And I am just going to use part of it. I am just going to tape over this right now. And then I am going to use my backer board to cover this up that I don't want. And I also don't want that one, so let me get another piece of tape. Now, I don't want that one. My pumpkin is going to be in spiced pumpkin. How appropriate. Whoa, that's way too much paint. But that's okay. I am going to use the same one we used for the yellow. Or the deep ochre. Oh, I do have a brown. As I said, I forgot to get a brown out for my stars. I mean, stem. Talking is difficult today. And I love this primitive one. I love the primitive. I always go offload. I'm going to hit it with a dryer and I'm going to put another coat on. Have a blessed evening. Thanks for hopping on, Roxanne. Yeah, that's what I'm getting ready to do after this. I'm going to hop in there and fix something to eat real quick so I could be back up here for my class. My painting class. If you've noticed, I am going with the way the ribs are. And I'm going to add a little bit of the lighter color to that one and make him just a little bit lighter. I just need a drop of the cream color. And I float again. He don't show up much. We are going to take a little bit of the brown and mix with our orange and make him darker. At least make him darker on the edges so he'll show up better. We'll work on him. I'm just taking straight brown with a little bit of that black in there. And we're just going to go around the edges so that we can see our pumpkin better. It's like we're adding some low lights to our pumpkin. And that worked. Sometimes you just gotta think outside the box a little bit. Now we're going to take some brown and add our stem in. And grab a little bit more brown. And I am gonna add just a smidge of that ochre color and do his feet as well. Dry that real quick. I'm gonna add a little bit more brown. And now we're going to just take straight black and paint our crow. Now tell me, do crows have yellow beaks or black beaks? Or do ravens have the black beaks? Who has what? Who knows? take some gold metallic to do the star. Ooh, big old paint booger. Big old paint booger. That is not showing up very well. Gotta improvise. My gold star did not show up good. Yeah, it's much better. And that works. And that's what we have so far. I am gonna take that I'm going to take that up a little bit so he can have something to stand on. Now all we have to do, let me wipe this off, is add our word Halloween. I'm going to add Halloween in black over top. Actually, we could do that in brown. That probably would look good. Do that in brown. Since our crow is black, do that in brown. Back off. Be also careful when you peel your tape that you don't break your bridges by accident. I'm debating on which way I want to position this. I'm thinking I'm going to leave it like that. Got my brown. See, we offloaded a lot. It's very important. Less paint is more. I'll do one quick pass all the way through. Then I'll pick up a little bit more paint. Offload again. And I'm going to do one second pass. Offload every time. It's important that you have a dry brush. These would be some really neat things to take to your fall craft shows or festivals if you have a booth. It'll be just some little small things that people don't have to really think about if they really want it. It's just something small they can stick somewhere, hang on a knob, doorknob, kitchen knob, set on a shelf, on a little side table, on a book. I was going to do something else. We could add another star on here, hanging down from the Halloween. That will be cute. I've dirtied up all my brushes. We're supposed to leave one clean and a light color. I normally keep my brushes separate so that I have one for light colors and one for dark colors, and I used all of them for my darks. I am going to go over this one with a little bit of gold. I am going to give our little crow a light colored eye since the dark will not show up. And you can even draw a vine in if you want to. I do want to do one other thing. Attach that a little bit better. And I think we forgot it. Because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stars. We need an odd number of stars. What else should we add? Should we add another star? Now that I have it not odd, Or are we good? What do you guys think? Had a little bit of extra paint right there, so I'm just using my little tool and getting that out. Do we need to add another star, or are we good? I know it's not an odd number anymore. I think it's good, but we could add a little vine on here if we wanted to, and we could bring this down to the pumpkin. And bridge that gap. I just like adding those little details. A little bit more water to my brush. Water helps your paint flow. Let's do the little one. And of course, we're going to need some ground under here. I'm adding a little bit of shadowing right here because this is where the two pumpkins sit together. So I want that to be covered a little bit better. This is like the shadow where they sit. We'll just add a little bit of orange and a little bit of brown to give it a shadow. And I'll hold it up here in just a second so you can see. Let me use my other brush to add a little bit of ground. You see the shadow in between the two pumpkins? I just think that adds just a little extra touch to it. And we can also add, oh, it's almost time to go. We can also add some ribs. And I'm just taking a little bit of brown and orange. I just fill in those ribs a little bit. I didn't completely cover them. I just added a little bit of that mixture in here to give it the illusion of the ribs of the pumpkin. Do the same thing for the other pumpkin. Mix a little bit of that brown and the orange. And there we have it. And that's all I have for you this evening. We created 2 fun little projects out of these big stencils. These 6x6 stencils. Let me get all my mess out of the way here. We used these 2 stencils to create those 2 pretty little tags. I am probably going to go around and add a little bit of distressing to the edges. I think this is black still left on my brush from earlier. So hop over to the Essential Stencil page, site, and check out. I've linked all the things in the comments, or in the header, so you can check everything out and see which ones you like, what you want to get. And on some of them, I'll tell you, they'll be sold out fast. So if you have your eye on something, go ahead and get it. All right, ladies, that was all I had for you this evening. I hope you've had a wonderful afternoon. Thank you for hopping on. Thank you for the stars. Appreciate you. And I will see you next week again. Thank you so much.